Yo, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Welcome to the EU edition, the EU show, our first EU show of the year. Number one, you could say, but it is the second CJ show that we're going to officially call it. And we are joined by, obviously, myself, Chrome and Jahzo, but we've got a couple of little EU boys here, and I'm absolutely pumped. Archie, Joyo, welcome, boys. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Brilliant. Joyo, how you doing?
I'm alright, I'm chilling. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm better now because I'm excited for this. Hopefully, we've got some EU, a bit of an EU crowd because we have started an hour earlier. Having said that, it is midnight, so I think only the absolute, the faithful, or the no-lifers. Well, we don't say no-life. That's a harsh word. The people that are staying up late and gaming on the EU side, maybe we've got those boys. But obviously, EU regional this weekend, which is why we're doing this show and why we've got these two on. Not that we don't just want to talk to them regardless. But I want to start with Archie because I feel like this bloke hasn't really, I haven't talked to him for a while. Like, last we chatted at Worlds, brother, and I think your off-season has been pretty exciting because, I heard a lot of things. We've got Archie, Joris, the duo, and then it looked like there might be a little tag team with Joyo for a little bit, but all of a sudden you're on oxygen. So just talk to me, the off-season, what happened?
Well, I mean, it started off like, I think everyone, literally, people knew before even I knew that me and Joyce were gonna like become a duo. Like, we spoke to each other at Worlds about it. So like we were gonna go home, try people out. People at Worlds were telling me that we were teaming with Alpha as well, which is funny. Like, I was like, really? I didn't know this. Like people were telling me, yeah, you're teaming with Alpha, like pro players as well. I was like so confused. So I went home, we did tryouts, and then I went on holiday. Big problem. Big problem.
Very big problem.
So we hear that we can't get any player because one player is going to North America CRR. Another player was going with Rizex. Another player is probably going to Vitality. So we're in a big problem. I'm on holiday, 7 hours ahead of the Joyous, so it's pretty hard to talk to him. He tells me he asked like the most bot players to try with me and him. Okay, I'll give you some names.
Give some names.
Actually, I don't want to I don't want to because they're in the regional, because I might lose to them. So he was like saying these names. He said he's asking them, and I was like, oh my days, I'm finished. I was like, I can't do this. So he told me these players. He asked the players, and some of these players denied. By the way, denied playing me and Joyce. Bro, so we literally got reality checked by like the most fraud players of all time. Like they are literally so finished.
I know who you're talking about.
And I was like, oh god. So then basically, obviously, I had another offer from another team. It was kind of like verbally agreed on holiday, like, if you want to join, you can get a spot. I was like, I'll have to think about it because I still want to play with Joyous, obviously. I go home. Joyous gets another offer. I get an offer. So instead of us team with an absolute fraud, we like, let's just go our separate ways. We'll team another time, And then basically we get like Orgs still offering me and Joyce, like, we get like a really good offer, auction. We come to like, he was going to Vitality, right? I'll just say this, like he was going,
yeah,
and I was gonna go to Moist, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, nah, let's team. So he's just like, what about early? I'm like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just log. No tryouts. We didn't scrim once. We just like, yeah, let's just do it. So that happened, but we was actually gonna get another player before early, right? So we was like waiting on a decision of Astro, right? So it was gonna be me, Astro, Joyce. But Astro, like, he was like, I go Moist, fair play. So we're like, let's get early. We picked up early, and then there we're finished. That's the team.
We are less than a minute into the show, and we have had no PR. Archie's just dropped. It's just absolute. We're gonna have all the rumor mills coming in. So that's interesting. So you had about 8 different teams then, by the sounds of it, in the off season. But anyway, we'll gloss over that. We won't make you talk too much about those options. But you ended up with Oli and back with Joro. So how's the team going now? Obviously, you scrimmed and then had a really successful top 16 run.
I mean, I expected a top 16 run. Like, in scrims was like really good. So it's just like a matter of putting it into tournaments. And we played pretty good in the tournament. Like we can obviously play much better, but we did enough to beat all the teams we had to play.
Fire indeed. All right. Well, I feel like we're caught up. I don't know how you've managed to do that in 2 minutes. Like, I honestly, I'm shocked. I feel like I'm not warmed up yet, Jahzo. What do you think?
I'm trying to think of the players.
I'm still flabbergasted. Like, what a timeline! It just dropped, and I'm like trying to keep up. That was like a month worth of just like I don't even know.
I came back from a holiday early as well.
It's a very short version of the story, but
there's like more detail as well. Like
there's a bit of a mess.
Oh, I don't. So there was some moist, there was some vitalities, but I guess all's well that ends well. Everything happens for a reason, isn't that right, Archie? So maybe you're here, you're where you're meant to be now.
So.
Reckon?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's just let's take that back because we're obviously going to talk about EU, and let's quickly we'll talk about this week's show. We can say that the inferior region NA. Obviously, next week we'll say EU's worse, but we've got Chrome Dome in the top left for NA, and I want to get your boys' thoughts as well on the weekend if you did watch the that regional. But Chrome Space Station, we said a little bit of a nice run for you guys. Top 4, maybe we were expecting a bit more, but top 4 is pretty good. You take that?
Yeah, I mean everything was going according to plan, and then we took a tumble on that last day. We a little off day, did not play to our standards, and got exposed, so that was a little rough, but I thought honestly a top 4 is pretty good for a first event, all things considered.
And any surprises? Obviously Genji, which we'll get to from you boys. They are the EU counterpart. How do you think they went? Exceeded expectations or?
For me,
get Chrome hit me. I want to get Chrome. Is it Chrome Souls first? What do you the Genji as the? You didn't play them, did you?
I mean,
you did play.
Like, what do you mean?
Oh, you did play in the semi.
I mean, that's what they lost.
Yeah, they destroyed us. Yeah, I mean, they played to their play style, and it was working for them. And it's just like they just played solid. Jax like honestly popped off the whole weekend. His stats were insane. They were just like clicking really well. Good for them.
That's
all right. Enough the PR. Joyo, Archie, what do you guys think of Genji?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was expecting them to not even be top 10 in NA.
Really?
I agree. Yeah.
Were you guys like paying like close attention or
like
to how they did?
I mean, I watched the first qualifier invitation. I was like, oh my days, like they're finished. To be honest, because they played so bad. I think they like went 1-3. I think one series.
Yeah, they did pretty shambolic.
And then the close they went 3-1. I think, but I didn't really. I only watched the regional like top 8 for NA, so I don't really know how they did in the Swiss. But I expected them to be like 9th place max in NA.
Is that purely based on, I guess, like the qualifiers, or did you think when you saw this team, like with Chronic, and the 2 EU boys, did you think they were going to go not as well, or is that just purely just how they looked on that qualifier?
I mean, for me, it was before they even like played the tournament. I thought they just wouldn't be that good.
Is that NA perhaps being worse than you expected, or is it these boys looking better than you thought?
I think it's NA, to be honest.
It's a good thing we're on an EU show right now.
Bro, I think I'd rather play in NA as well. Like, NA teams do not have to play against evil geniuses, like people, garbage ball that play 5 defenders in one game. Like, they literally just, bro, it's not fun playing people that are just sitting there the whole game.
What do you mean? That's all NA. NA is sitting net. That's the meta.
They're finished, man. Oh,
that's NA right now.
I'm not gonna lie,
maybe
like
FaZe.
Genji. I don't know how Genji have got to a final.
I mean, I'll be honest. They kind of, after losing to FaZe, they kind of got a Mickey Swiss. After losing to FaZe.
I saw that Swiss. Yeah, that Swiss was free.
Like, all 3 of the teams they played against, like, were good, but not fantastic. They didn't play any other top 5 teams after they lost to FaZe in round 1. So Definitely doesn't really compare to like SSG's run, who had like Furia and Shopify. They had to play like Axel Dig in a very bad NRG. So
I just think we trolled that day and they played better than us. So I mean, Them beating V1, I don't really know. I feel like V1 was we scrimmed them and they were like trolling a little bit. So I don't know if they were how serious they were taking or how things were going for them. Can't speak on them, but it seems like their play style is matching well against some of the NA teams for sure.
Do you think? What I don't know. I think Genji obviously exceeded expectations. I thought that they need another regional to sort of get warmed up, but they've come in and popped off. FaZe clan though, Archie, do you think FaZe is the #1 team right now in NA, or is the jury out? Because I didn't think that all the NA teams were performing at their best on the weekend, like Chrome said.
I mean, FaZe were good, yeah. I think G2 is still top one, the best team, but FaZe is G2 and FaZe are easily like clear of everyone else in NA right now.
Joyo, what do you think? Have you been watching closely?
To be honest, I don't care about NA at all until like majors and stuff. But I literally was watching the EU close qualifiers instead of the NA regional until the EU qualifiers ended. But I watched the last series, Genji FaZe, and I mean FaZe looked pretty good. But same as Archie, I think you still got to give it to G2 for now. But I think FaZe will overtake them through this season.
Is that based on their just ability, ceiling?
I guess so. I also don't know if G2 will stay at the top for the whole season. I don't know. I just have a feeling they won't.
They might start slacking. That's traditional G2 fashion, I will say.
What, slack off?
Yeah, have some pretty good results, like get top 2 at Worlds, and then just fall off. Happened after season 7 too.
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot to judge on one regional. As Chrome said, do you think the factor of like the Championship Sunday's only 3 series, like it's straight into like semis, grand finals, and there's no bracket reset, which I think there was last season, or there was a set. Was there sets of best of
It was
7?
sets. It was sets of 3. Last fall split, we had to win 2 sets.
So do you think like for you guys, Chrome, you rocked up for the semi? Do you feel like you guys just weren't as warmed up because it was just like one series straight into Genji?
It was just like we were just trashed that day. Like we had our warm up scrim against G2 and we were just getting rolled the whole time too. And usually when we scrim G2, we don't ever get rolled. So it's just like everything was just off for us. Like it's just one of those days where it's like we're not paying attention, nothing's clicking, and then we go into that match and like we're just like lost.
So you're not losing confidence for next week or anything, or 2 weeks to chalk it down to an off day.
Yeah, I mean it's our results in scrims in general, and like even like our results in Swiss have been really, really good. So like, yeah, it sucks we lost like that, but you got to take them. There's gonna be way more regionals, so you can't get too upset about a top 4 finish. That's honestly like in a stacked region, like with like any team that can make a land nowadays, it's really good. So I can't complain, honestly.
I will say getting top 4 in the first regional is probably really good for your major qualifying position, especially with how like qualifying for further regionals like cascades into event 3. Getting that top 4 early is really good.
Do you guys feel, you boys, that there's more, I guess, pressure now that the first 2 regionals? I guess you have to qualify for that 3rd regional, don't you? Like top 16, or are you guys not even really worried about that? That'll take care of itself, because it feels like the regionals have a little bit more weight now, at least the first 2.
I mean,
yeah, that's for sure.
I don't know. I feel like if we're not top 16 overall by the 3rd regional, then I mean we're just finished. Like I feel like that's something we should be doing pretty soundly. So I don't really worry about it. But yeah, I mean I guess it adds a lot more weight, especially with the teams like bouncing around the 16th to like 12th sort of place.
Speaking of the teams bouncing around there, we'll just stick on NA for a second. Speaking of the teams that are struggling at the moment, NRG, and they didn't quite make the top 8. I think they finished 9th, so they'll be in the close qual. What are you guys' thoughts on NRG? I know that Rise had a lot of thoughts vocally on many shows about this team. We won't talk too much about any rumours at this stage, but just how they going as a team, Archie? What do you think about NRG, the future, and where you sort of see them this season?
I mean, they'll never be a top team again, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like those 3 together?
those three together won't be. I mean, they can all be individually, like especially Justin. Like he's still one of the best players in my opinion. So, but them three together, no chance. No chance. I don't think they'll even make a top 8 again.
Top 8.
Why is that? Do you think it's like how they play, or because they've been together too long, or just the quality of the players?
Well, I think when they were dominating, like I mean, I might be wrong, but they were just like better than everyone else, like individually, and now they're just like they're definitely not better than everyone else. Like Justin maybe, but the other two I don't think are as good as anyone at the top anymore.
Joyo, what do you got?
Someone's got to go. That's what, like, someone's got to go. Like, I don't know. At least at Worlds, I thought Justin was hard carrying them, to be honest. But then, like, I did watch back NRG's game in the NA regional, and it looked like Garrett was showing up. But I agree with Archie. Like, I don't think anyone with a straight face could say like NRG are gonna get a good result, like a good result for their expectations ever again. Like, they're not gonna get like a top 4 at LAN, in my opinion, like ever again. And the only way they stop there is someone leaving or someone getting kicked.
Do you think Chrome, as a coach, not the coach, but as a coach, think it hypothetically, with a team like this, they do need they need to look at roster changes, or do you think that hypothetically, if you got in a coach with a new system or something like that, that could turn this team around?
They need a roster change. I don't think a new coach is gonna solve the issues that they have. Because if you think about it, like they were on top of the world, right? And then obviously they fell off a cliff. And they honestly try to work through it, right? Like for Worlds, and they had to make you run. Barely got top 8. They got rolled by V1 in their first series, and that's a team they should be beating in their own region, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously this first event was just terrible for them. So like I think they need to make a roster change. I don't know for who, but they need to find new vigoration for like motivation, like because obviously things are not working out.
Could you put them, I guess, like inside the top 8, even if they sit together? Obviously, they didn't finish outside it, but
I mean, in Swiss, you can get top 8 depending on your run, right? So I think they could definitely get a top 8. They went to Game 5 of Furia, and Furia didn't look too good either. So they could definitely make top 8 depending on the run. I think they can make LAN. No, not really.
Little segue to Furia here, boys. Obviously we've got the Genji cross region, and now Furia have gone to NA. Archie, can you see yourself ever jumping across the pond or finding a home at APAC in the future?
Oh, I'd love to go to APAC to beat Vert, to be honest.
Yeah.
To spoil his fun, I'd go with Burn, local APAC player, and I'd beat Vert, send him back to Ireland and make him go back with Tigre again.
It sounds like this is something you've put thought towards before.
I actually thought about this like a week ago. I was like, I could just go to APAC and just beat Vert and make him go back to Ireland. Because realistically, me and Burn would 2v3 Kami's team. Like,
realistically.
Like, and then Vert, if Vert's not winning regionals, he can't stay there. He has to go back. So, if I was really that guy, I'd do it. But, me and Vert are like good friends, so I can't do that to him.
You're saying he left your region because he was scared to play you?
He wouldn't make the regional, so probably
Okay.
probably wouldn't play me anyway. But
That's fair.
Where do you? Well, I guess Vert, like he hasn't. He's declined a little bit in team performance, but where would you could you put him in? Is he like top 16 EU if he had an EU team? Like where is he right now? Because he sort of like disappeared for a while. Now he's on APAC for my mind, but obviously you guys are in the EU scene. Like
I think he's like top 5 EU player, 100%.
Wait, are you saying he's a player on one of the top 5 teams, or are you actually?
Yeah, one of the best, like contending with Monkey Moon probably or something.
okay,
When he's on the NASCAR,
actually
when he's on the
okay,
NASCAR.
Okay.
no, he's actually okay, but his play style's so bad.
like the
Yeah.
demo.
No, not even that. Like he plays like so weird. Like he don't demo anymore. He plays like he's demoing, but without the demos, if that makes sense.
What?
I actually,
Like, he's
I
in
know
there
what you
now.
mean. I know what you mean. I played Navi. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I kind of
He just lurks upfield.
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Did you guys watch APAC? Like, I was actually impressed watching a little bit of vert luck. He was hitting a couple of like, I don't know, ceiling resets or ceiling.
He's on the
foot reset.
NASCAR, bro. He's on the NASCAR. We have a Discord server for like UK players and vert. Some like just in there, and there's a 6-man's queue. And when he was on the NASCAR for a few days, he was winning a few series, and he normally goes 0-8. So that's his car.
I don't know.
He's actually decent in NASCAR.
Yeah, I rate it.
Vert's getting like a weird ego boost from the stats as well in APAC. Like I keep seeing him in certain chats saying, "Do you see my stats? Like, you're playing against literally champ twos, bro."
So he had what, like a 1.8 rating.
Hey,
Archie,
1.8
what do you
rating,
got
yeah.
if you're in APAC? What's your octane rating?
What's the max rating?
I don't know.
I mean,
Honestly,
if it's
there is
not
no max rating.
if it's not a 2, then it's embarrassing in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean you gotta get 2 rating surely. They dropped a game as well. How are they dropping a game?
So
I think they dropped a game.
Should
They
happen, I
did
guess.
in Swiss. They lost a game in Swiss.
are they 9-0 then in regionals this season? Do you think, or do they drop a
Oh,
game?
for
Are they
sure.
undefeated?
Unless I flop this season, then and I move to APAC, then they'll go 9-0.
I mean, they should. If they choke to like gladiators or something, I don't know, but like I can't see that
They're too
happening.
bad. They're too bad.
I don't know. I think they should expect to go 9-0. That should be like the lowest expectation. Like if they don't, then I'd reconsider Rocket League.
So Archie, you're on holidays with Big Vert, weren't you, when this sort of thing was happening? Do you
Yep.
know sort of how this all came about for Vert? How he, found his way into Korea? Like,
Well, he was like having calls with like the team at like 1 a.m. and stuff like. But he actually did scrims when Realize was in Worlds.
mm-hmm.
So like Realize was at Worlds, and Vert was scrimming on NA servers with Kami and Realize. I'm pretty sure. Like after when everyone was
Wait,
knocked out of their teams.
They were already streaming.
Yeah.
Do you know about the CJ?
Yeah, this was obviously after
No.
all the. This was Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday of Worlds. But yeah, they I just want to know like how this. Obviously it feels from the outset you've got a guy from New Zealand and then Realize and then Vert from EU. Like I just don't know how Vert like is this just creative thinking from him? Did he just hit the ground running like Realize like get me over there?
I thought it was a joke. I'm not even gonna lie. I literally thought it was a joke.
It's
Like
I
he
think-
literally just was like, I'm going South Korea. Okay.
I think
Also-
I'm pretty sure Realize was asking some EU players because I know a few like EU bubble players that got asked by him. So I think it was just like Realize just spamming any like EU players that have made a main event or two.
Realize. So you're basically saying Realize was like, all my teammates in APAC suck. There's no opportunity. So let me bring in some actual good players, some non-champ twos.
Yeah.
And
I
he finally
guess
got
so.
people to say yes, and they're actually like pretty good.
well,
I don't know
I mean,
how.
I don't know exactly how. I just know he was messaging some like EU main event, like low main event players. So I don't know his thought process, but I guess he thought they were better, so he just tried it.
is that comforting for you guys then that perhaps if you the day if you ever hopefully you don't but if you do fall off so to speak from the top of the EU mountain that you could venture down to OCE and pick me back up and still perhaps make a major or worlds?
I'd rather live in Australia, so why not? Why not?
So,
CJ, I'm
Well,
just saying you could
Let's
come
go, CJ.
back. Yeah,
Well,
you pull a Realize.
these
just
are
get
these
scrim
are the
points
only
together.
two. These are the only two boys I want to team with. So if we can make this happen, and they have to come to OCE because, fortunately, I don't know our chances in EU, given the state of EU. But
Nah, there's a chance. There's a chance with EU.
But there's a chance, exactly. Who knows? Maybe I'll find some mech. I only want Forky. Yeah, or if Forky comes down here. Did you guys hear about that? Forky down in Australia?
Yeah,
Trialing with
yeah, I
Power.
heard about it. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Power tried forcing the move as well, but
Yeah. They did little. Well, obviously,
course they-
you've got connections, don't you, Archie, to Amphis, your boy.
yeah, that's my boy.
So,
I'm kind of connected in the OCE region too. I've heard a few little things about it.
well, that like
Heard the scrims didn't go well either.
that move as well is like, it's not Forky peaking and then I guess he's going to a worse region, but it's not like I guess it is similar to Vert. I was gonna say though, like he hadn't really established himself in the NA scene either, though, had he? You know what I mean? He was looking for, I don't know. What were your thoughts on that, Matt? If hypothetically Forky is on Power competing in OCE, would you tune into that? Is that something you want to watch, or are you just like, what is he doing?
No chance.
I would
watch it.
avoid that. I would avoid that stream, honestly.
That would make lands worse. Forky in a player thing. No thanks. No thanks.
Oh,
I think it brings up. I think it's like APAC though. Like people tune into Power's qualification runs back in NA back in the day, just to see if Forky could make it out of open quals. So I think it'd be content.
Actually, yeah.
But anyway, we've hopped around the world, and now I want to hop into the, obviously your guys' opinions, the region, the European region. Obviously, we had the top 16 qualifiers last week. We got the regional this weekend, but I want to jump back to the top 16 quals, where you two had a little bit of a what we call a Swiss run, and Archie 3-0. Talk us through what happened there. Expectations going in, and what happened?
Oh man, we played the first series against G1. It's quite underwhelming, but we 3-0. Simple as that. Played Carmine Co-op. We went 2-0 up. 1-0 game 3, 6 seconds left. They score a lucky goal. They get 2 games. Like Vetera carries them to 2 games. Like I respect it. He played 6. So then game 5 we showed levels, and then third series. After that series, I'm checking the Swiss to see who we're playing, and I see Williams Resolve. And I'm literally like, where are the good teams? Where's BDS? Where's Moist? Where's Liquid? Bro, they all lost. Really? So I saw Williams, I was like, yeah, okay, calm. Into the next round. Was already ready to go order the Chinese for the night.
Wait, why do you think NA's finish if you're playing Williams Resolve third round?
Oh, EU's finished. EU's finished as well.
Oh, so everyone's finished. Okay.
I actually realized, like, when people say that this Rocket League gameplay's peak, it's actually not good. Like, I think Rocket League still is like really has so much like to go. Like the gameplay wise, I think it's like at quite a low level right now.
What?
In scrims, not so much, but in tournaments for sure. I think in tournaments, like teams are so much worse.
Like consistency or just like skill ceiling?
Like in scrims, like certain players, I'm not going to name them, but they are literally no mistakes, fastest player. They have 200 boosts. Like,
why wouldn't you name those? Just
I don't want to. No. Because if they beat me in a tournament, it's an issue.
No, if they beat you, you're just putting
want receipts.
respect on it before you lost.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like,
I mean,
like with
it'd be different if you're saying they're bad. I feel like, but you're saying they're good in scrims.
Yeah, but then in tournaments there's an issue.
You're saying there are a bunch of frauds out there.
When there's pressure, they're frauds. Yeah. If I don't lose them to the regional and beat them, then I'll name them.
I mean, there's a certain team that were saying they were pretty good in scrims and they didn't even make the regional. So
Yeah,
you can't lose to them.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But we played them. We did warm-ups against them before the regional, the qualifying. They were decent actually. So I expect them to do well.
They've never been bad in scrims, but CJCJ was kind of gassing it up a bit too much. Like they were never bad in scrims, but CJCJ was making it seem like they didn't lose a game in scrims and they went 7-0 every scrim and everyone's bad and they're sick. But they were just like a decent scrim team, and then they didn't make the regional.
It sounds to me like you guys are scrim teams out there. You guys play unrealistic and you guys get on the stage or in online matches. You guys start quaking in your boots. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly. No, it's correct. It's correct. Every EU team is literally unreal in scrims.
What is that?
It says you, bro. You guys don't lose a scrim ever.
Yeah, but we didn't lose the tournament though.
Yeah, fair.
That's fair.
If we went 0-3, then fair enough. But
why do you think unrealistic in scrim? I used to play pretty unrealistic. I think scrims are just like people just like assume like they can do that on game day or something. Like no pressure, no expectations, or like no fear of what if I get beat to the ball. But then that sort of like gets in the back of your mind on game day. Do you think we can ever like bridge that gap where like it's just mentality, isn't it?
I don't know. Like whenever I watch like a series, when people say it's peak, I watch it back and it's not great. Like Rocket League's like if pros, like if fans saw scrims, bro, they'd be like, oh my days. Like they literally think the gameplay is so good compared to actual RLCS, which is not great.
I don't know what banger games you're talking about that aren't banger, but like I don't know. We've had some like really good series.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, but you think they're banger from the stream, but then when you rewatch it in replays, it's like people are still like making easy mistakes.
Oh yeah, it makes sense when
I
there's
mean,
games
yeah,
that
that's
have like 4 or 5 goals in it. You're like, people are trolling, but it's exciting, so people think they're bangers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting rinsed in chat. I used to be crazy in stream. I'm telling you, if you guys saw me in streams, it's like
You
No,
know-
you actually did
you
the
know-
worlds.
Yeah, World's CJ's prime.
what was that, Jahzo?
You know who actually used to be good in scrims?
Magic Bear.
Rizzo. Oh,
Well, no, G2 in scrims. I know about the G2 scrim thing. You guys were freaks.
I used to like when I was in school for like a semester in the middle of my Rocket League career. I had a friend who would come over to do homework, and then he'd like watch me watching scrims, and I'd just be like pointing out crazy shit Rizzo would do. He'd be like, "What the fuck, Rizzo's crazy." I miss that Rizzo.
Well, what? He can come back, I believe. Maybe bring the old boys club or something. Try and qualify. Speaking of old boys, there's an old boys in EU, isn't there? We've got the speed team. Trying to find it. They didn't make the main event,
Old
did they?
Didn't make
farts,
it.
old farts.
Old farts.
If they didn't have Tigray, they would have made it. They would have
didn't
beat
have-
Goldbridge.
Oh, you
Ball.
weren't watching, bro. You clearly weren't watching, bro.
I was watching, bro.
Tigray was prime Kevin De Bruyne, sending passes through the middle like a genius. Like,
Bro.
no. To be honest, like,
He was literally like, oh god.
nah, he was showing levels, bro. You got to ask Goldbridge Ball, all the players, who's the best on that series, bro. Tigray was sending in dimes, middle, every play, man. What genius on the ball.
Tigray.
Well, old fart. Well, I didn't think Speed was playing the game anymore, but
Oh no, I told him that the salaries are pretty decent now in EU, and then he decided to grind.
they don't even
But-
all, do they?
But he didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
Oh
he's-
wait, he did
They
make
got
it.
to round 5.
He got the close call.
he just
he
got
didn't
that
make
like
it-
sudden
he
bit of
didn't make it out.
motivation. I feel bad for Speed.
They pretty much went level with Vitality, which I want to ask you boys about Vitality because I feel like this is the talking point of EU. There are a few right now, but this team, this I don't want to call it like a 4-man roster, pending 4-man roster with Zen waiting in the wings, boys. What are your thoughts? Because this guy's tweeting out ... when they're 1 and 2 in Swiss. Like I feel like there's a bit of pressure if you're on the Vitality team right now. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on Vitality?
I mean,
Do you guys scrim them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said they're
Only
sick in
once.
scrims.
we don't scrim them with Zen though. They're not with Zen like in scrims. It's only Season and stuff. But like, I don't know. I feel like if I was a part of that team, like, just like put yourself in that position. One of you's gonna get kicked, and you're all like fighting to be the one that stays in. Like, I mean, Alpha obviously is just gonna sit there and not care because there's no way Alpha gets kicked. But, well, I don't see a world where Alpha gets kicked. But the other two are probably fighting to like stay on everyone's good side and be the one that seems the better out of the two. Like, surely there's like double the pressure that's needed.
What if it evolves into like an actual 4-man roster?
I think someone would just leave. Like, I can't see it working.
Do you think Zen has like the power? Like when he comes in, he's gonna make the choice, or do you think it's gonna be like a?
He has the power, yeah.
Would you? I feel like Archie is gonna say yes. I was gonna say, would you like to be in Zen's position where like you're the man coming in? Would you like to have that, or do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on you, like, and it might be detrimental to his performance?
I would not want to be Zen because I would not want to come into the season with 0 points.
Yeah, if I was Zen, I'd find a way to get out of that contract.
Bro,
I didn't take it that way.
Situation.
The team's got to be that bad before it gets there. I'm saying, like, if you're Zen and you have the power on a team to be like, you're like, I don't want to say like you're the first killer of EU, but it's like a very unique situation here where you're like waiting in the wings, sizing people like, let's forget about the fact that they might have 0 points by end of split 2 when he comes in. But like, would you want the pressure of like sitting on the sidelines and like you're the man about to come in, like you're waiting, and that like when you come in, like all of a sudden you're going to be like one of the best teams in the world?
I mean, I don't think like there's much difference between all 3 players on that team. I wouldn't even know who we would choose to go with. Like, I feel like he won't work with Alpha. I feel like Zen and Alpha together is not gonna work.
Why is
How
that?
do you? So how can you get that feel if you haven't like scrimmed him in like Comp 3 setting yet?
I mean,
Or
if
you
you
taking,
if
like,
you watch
space
Alpha, he literally plays 1v3. So he takes all the balls, bro, Zen will want to do the same thing. Like that's not gonna work together, in my
So
opinion.
there's only one ball on the pitch. So is that the problem? They need more than one ball.
They need 2, maybe 3 balls.
Is that sort of like the FaZe roster now? They've got Mist, who's a bit more of a get out of the way sort of player. So first Killa can do his thing. Whereas with AJ, maybe they needed 2 balls.
Yeah, they needed 2 balls of AJ.
Nah, I think Alpha's different gravy compared to first Killer AJ. I think it's them combined to like ball chase next level.
That's another level.
That is another level. So what?
Like I feel like Alpha's is so ingrained in him to play like that because he played on teams like TSM with Metzer and someone else, and he just had to carry his whole career. So he literally has to change his play style, in my opinion.
So
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
do you think that Vitality, like they're just feeling the pressure? Like you said, they're playing well in scrims, so they just feeling the pressure of this like wonder kid on the sidelines. They need to do well for him, or are they maybe just not top 16?
I mean, in my opinion, no matter how much pressure you're feeling, as Team Vitality, I'm pretty sure they lost a BS Plus competition. Like, I don't think it's Team Vitality, even with that much like pressure and stuff, as the team you're meant to be. You can't lose to Bluey, Gomb, and Alexa. CJ, do you even know 2 of the players on that team?
I don't know. Who's it gone?
Gomb and Alexa.
Who
Do you
are
know
these
them?
people?
No.
Yeah, well, Vitality lost to them. So, like, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything about BS Plus, but
They also lost to
But-
Divas, TMS, and Crispy. Simus.
Endpoint kind of cold though. But like, I think BS Plus, like, no disrespect to them, like 2 of them are pretty like new players, but I don't think you could like as Vitality. There's no shot you should be able to lose that ever. Like, that's so embarrassing.
But they did, however, they did beat sweep Scrub Killer Gaming. Thoughts on Scrub Killer Gaming right now? SK went 0-3.
Rest in peace, Scrub Killer.
What's happened to
done
Scrub
for.
boys?
I actually enjoyed how they play the game.
What,
watched
so
them
did
versus
they win
Garbage
Children
Brawl.
Regionals? Oh, that's right.
I watched them play Garbage Brawl, and they were like they play like smart, but they're just individually not good compared to the other teams.
Yeah.
Isn't so like who's with Nas and
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
They're the future though, aren't they? They'll keep improving. So surely this team could.
Rye's like 20 years old.
Okay, never mind.
20.
Well, that's all right. What are you saying?
He's
I'm
like
20.
17. He's
No,
18.
He's
no, he's not.
18.
He's 18. He's 18.
Bro,
He's
almost
18.
20, bro. No. He's
Almost
nearly
20.
Let me check. I'm
Almost
checking
20.
I'm checking. He's nearly 19, bro.
He's
for
probably.
sure.
I hope
May.
that-
It's May of 2004 is his birthday. Come on, bro.
I thought he was like 20, bro.
So he's basically same
No,
age
he's
as you.
not, bro.
Is he? He's 1 year older than me.
It's close. You're basically saying if a year older
Yeah, but
than you is washed.
I'm also finished. Yeah, I'm almost finished. So
Shut up, man. What are you saying?
What are the 2 sides of your ego right now, man? You gotta pick
I
one.
know he's like confident he's finished. Then it's like I don't want to talk trash anymore.
no, I don't want to like shit talk anyone on the game. Like I don't want
You're
to.
just waiting. You're just waiting to win the event, and then you're gonna
Yeah.
trash talk. Okay.
Nah. I'm humble.
Is that because you feel
All
the
right,
pressure?
all right.
If you
I don't feel
call people out.
what? Yeah. No, there's always that like karma, so I don't want to get karmaed.
So
Yeah,
SK Vitality. Were there any other unexpected people or EU teams that didn't make top 16 that you boys are expecting from either scrims or
Let me
Let me
check.
see. Nah.
I'm having a little look.
I think EU's
myself.
got worse, to be honest. In
Really?
like how many teams are good? Yeah.
Is that
Less good teams, but it's more concentrated in the top, right?
Yeah, I
Like
think so.
your top teams have gotten better.
Yeah, I don't think they've got better, but
Oh, I was kind of assuming like you get the talent more concentrated. So
I think
overall
that's
talent
right.
is-
I think like the talent's all on the right teams now. I just don't think the teams have that much synergy right now. Maybe it's because it's the start of the season.
Yeah, I think that there's like not as many like teams will win most of the series. Like it's way more like random now. Like some top teams could lose random games. Like I mean, Williams beat 2 of the top 5 seeds. Like anything could happen right now. But I think the talent's more spread across like the top. There's like more talent spread in the right places.
You both
just a
played
matter of time.
Williams in your top 16.
Yeah.
Do you guys are they? Is Breezy finally becoming good? Or is
No
it?
comment.
Was it a Mickey bracket? Mickey
It
Day?
was the opposite of a Mickey bracket. I mean, they had the top 5 seeds every game, but
Well,
if I
rather
had
than
to
Mickey
say it,
bracket, you think it was like a fluke that did that well?
I don't think it was a fluke. I think it's just like honeymoon, and like they win one series and then they're on like pure confidence, and they just like win another 1 or 2, like, and then they just keep like snowballing a few games. And I mean, I think they swept Liquid or something. Did they beat Liquid, right, in
Yeah,
the
I
first
swear.
series? And I think they probably like confident after that, and they caught us while we were playing shit. So that like it just snowballed, and they just kept like everything was going in their way. It was just like they're playing on pure confidence while we were playing shit, and then as soon as they play one of the top teams that aren't playing too shit, like they're just playing like normal, they hit a brick wall. But like they played good on that day, but I think it's just like
Alright.
a honeymoon thing.
Give me a small prediction then. They're literally playing Liquid first round this weekend. Literally tomorrow. Do they win? Do
I
they
think
take
it's
a game?
50-50. It's 50-50 who wins that.
I mean, that's
I think-
better odds than you would have given them like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I would have given 0, but
What were you saying, Joe?
I think Liquid will win like 3-0 or 3-1, or Williams will win like 3-2. But it's a 50-50 of which one happens.
Hmm.
Okay, so Liquid still Liquid is a better team, obviously.
Yeah.
Unless they choke it to game 5, and then there's a decent chance that they just choke.
Possibly, yeah.
So you said what EU? No, you said no EU depth, or EU, like are you going into a Swiss stage top 16? Are you guys pretty confident or more confident than going in last season? Obviously, you're on different teams or different lineups, but do you? I know NA is sort of like every match is hard. Are you guys on the same sort of thing with EU, or is it sort of you feel like it's sort of similar to last season?
I mean, look at the teams. It's like it looks kind of easier.
I mean, compared to last season for me, obviously it'll be easier for me because last season we weren't meant to make top 8 in the first regional and the like first split, so it feels like it should be easier for me now. But I don't know. I wasn't anywhere close to the top at the start of last season, so it's way different.
Look, Archie, I wanna dive into your team just real quick. Obviously, you went 3-0, top 16, right? Now,
Okay.
there's a notorious sort of thing with you and Joris in the past about actually playing the game, just in general. Now, obviously, you're on a new team. Perhaps the motivation has increased. Perhaps the off season you actually decided that you enjoyed playing the game. How's the practice been like? What's the we're talking about NA doing 3 a day. What's the scrims like? Are you playing a bit of ranked? Like, what's the hours past 2 looking like? And can you maintain it for the season, or are you just gonna fall off if you have one bad result?
Well, I mean, I never get the hours thing because I literally had like 40 hours the whole of RLCS, and I was literally 1v3ing teams. So it's just because I was doing poorly. But if you look at my teams, then you can probably understand where the lack of motivation for the game is. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna say my team's bad before, but when you're losing all the time, I don't think you're gonna enjoy it. And also put anyone playing with them teammates and tell me you're gonna enjoy the game for real.
Leave that up to you. But obviously now you're with Oxygen. You got the boys, Ollie and Joe, big Joris. How you feeling now? Do you feel like you're in a honeymoon period, or you're like you're settled in with the team and you're gonna be able to maintain it?
Nah, we was like okay this week in scrims, but not great. But we still win the scrims, so I mean it's a decent sign. And honestly, I mean it's good now that I don't have to like play perfect to win. Like I can play bad and still win.
So, but not just like how the team's playing, but the vibes as well. Just like the general team chemistry. Going away from the fact that on your last team you had to literally 1v3 and had to play perfect to win.
Well, no, not really. But like basically, I'll tell you what I had to do. I had to create everything. So when you play, this is the first time I've ever had a mechanical player on my team, by the way, and I've been a pro for 2 years. I've literally never had someone that can do a flip reset really on my team, which is pretty crazy to me. So now I can chill. Like now I don't have to do anything. I can just let them do it for me.
So,
What you're trying to say is you regret leaving Jorius when you guys first initially teamed with Calyx?
He left me, bro. He left me.
Oh, Jorius.
Bro, I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
no.
Violent Panda got in his head like, come on. He was like, what's the word? Like he was like sucking up to him for like a couple of months, and he basically stole Joyce from me. It's kind of unfortunate. And then they did worse than me, which is unfortunate as well. They kind of flopped. Didn't even make champs, bro. Like, should never have left me. But then we almost teamed it before the last season. But Semper locked me in the cage, didn't let me out, so I couldn't leave.
Oh, okay.
So basically, yeah, I got stuck on my team. Had to stay there for another season. Didn't get to choice in the third player. Even though they basically said I'm the leader of the team, but unlucky. Then I got kicked. Then I went to Endpoint. Now I'm back with Joyous. Happy days.
and Oli, you haven't really spoken much about your third that you guys picked up. How's he sort of fitting in? Not just play style, but also vibe, chemistry.
I mean, he's a mechanical player. He can 1v3 teams as well. He like 1v3 the last split. He almost got the major somehow. So
Don't disrespect
speaks for
my
itself.
boy. My boy played sick, bro.
God boy's like got a skill, but yeah, no comment actually.
I don't know how you just dish out left, right, and centre. Everyone's catching strays. They're probably not even the strength of catches, but then other times you're like, you know what, no comment. I respect this person's opinion.
How
Bro,
can someone be so PR but also so not PR at the same time?
I respect
understand.
I respect everyone that plays the game.
Well,
I like everyone in the game. I just don't want to say they're bad at the game, but
yeah, well, it's good that you haven't
'Cause
said that anyone's bad at the game so far on this show.
no, everyone in their own right, everyone is good at the game. Just how can I say that? Actually,
Just not the right good.
No, I'm not gonna. I can't. I'm digging a hole right now.
No, you're good. You're not digging any holes. I think that
You're saying they're choke stars and they were good in scrims and then they're good in some of the matches, but when it's the high pressure matches where you have to qualify for something, they're choking.
It depends which
Understand.
player. It depends which player you're talking about here.
Okay.
Look, real
That's
and
fair.
true. That's what we love about it. That's why I want to get Archie on the show, because I just know that he's gonna hit you straight between the eyeballs. You know what I mean? Like he'll tell you how it is, and he's comfortable doing. That's what we love about him. So obviously, you went 3-0. Now you're coming into the main event.
Yep.
Diving away from all the players that you don't think would be up to. Finally you've got a team. Anyhow, let's forget about what happened before. Finally you've got a team that you're somewhat happy with.
Yep.
You're back with Joris. The boys are back. You've got a nice mechanical player that can hit flip resets, and now you're jumping into main
Two of
event.
them. He has two of them, to be fair. He's the one getting carried now, for once.
I thank God for that.
Well, look, as I said, now you're 3-0 Swiss, or 3-0 top 16 main event. Like, what's your mindset going to this weekend? Is it, we're a top X team? Like, where are you sort of? Where would you be happy with after this weekend?
Well, I'll start by saying, I don't mind. It don't matter to me if we go 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2. It's just as long as we get top 8, it's a whole new day. Like, you can win the tournament by going 3-2. So I don't care about that. But I mean, obviously, expectation for a tournament, you want to win. Like, who doesn't want to win? So if you're gonna say top 8, like, you're gonna top 8. You say top 1, just go top 1.
Jahzo's just faded away.
I'm actually curious. Is
where
there
have I
anyone in
gone?
the chat that has that record? If a team that's been 3-2 in Swiss has won an event like last year,
I actually, I should have won. I should have won last year.
I mean,
I went 3-2. Played EG round 1, won. Played Moist, no Moist. BDS won. Then played Endpoint finals. Should not have lost.
I mean, the closest thing I can think of, like for us, like we did in the quals, because we weren't confirmed main event. We were like 9th seed. We went 3-2 in quals, then made main event 3-2. Like we had to win our 5th series in Swiss, and then we won the tournament then. But then that's it.
you're the only team to do it.
But we also had a group where we were 0-2 and we were 2-0 down in our third series. We're about to get knocked out of the tournament, and then we reverse swept Vitality to stay in the tournament, and then we won the entire lower bracket run as well. They're like the two ones I can think of.
Jahzo, you want us to reconnect, leave and join then injury?
I can refer. Yeah.
I'll put you back. Look, Jahzo's still here, guys. Don't worry about it. He temporarily has faded away into nothing for those that aren't listening, because this will be uploaded to Spotify, by the way, and I'm very excited for this stream to go live, because I think this has been a banger so far, but we've still got plenty to go. Look, Archie, I think we might have to have you on as a regular, the way you're going here.
I'm down. I'm down for a regular
Honestly,
show.
Archie, where are the streams, man?
Bro, no one watches my stream.
I watch your streams at the Semper Bootcamp, bro.
Semper Bootcamp, actually they were
You're
called,
playing,
but then we
Tuesday Bubbly.
then we lost it and I went home. 2
Alright,
a.m. train.
Let me give you the game plan, right? You pull a Rise, you absolutely dominate EU with your new team, and then you start streaming. Because you see, look at the numbers Rise is pulling right now.
What is he
Like
pulling?
not right now, but like he's been streaming all week.
Yeah, but then that means I have to play the game.
Oh yeah, you don't do that. I forgot you don't do that.
Nah, I can play the game. I just I have to play free play because ranked and streaming is not good.
Hey, some people watch free play streams.
No, not when I do it. When I do it, I'm literally everyone knows in the community that I play free play the most, and then I stream and do free play, and there's like 8 people in my chat going, "When are you gonna queue ranked or I leave stream?"
I mean, you'll have the Q askers, but like you'll have the people. You'll have your fans.
I feel like if Archie went live in free play and just responded to questions, I think that could be a banger stream. So maybe
if you just chat shit the whole time, then you'd get viewers.
All right.
You don't have to believe it.
I respect everyone, so I can't do that.
100%.
I mean, or you could just be AJ like on stream and just not
Respect them a lot.
No, I respect them as people, but maybe not as players.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
There you go.
100%.
So I'm curious, who is the comp in this tournament coming up? Like, who are you guys most worried about for both of you?
I think there's only like 8 teams that can win. Actually, that's maybe a lie.
8.
That's a lie. Sorry.
8 teams that can win.
1, 2, 3, probably like 5 teams.
I kind of want to
check.
Let's name.
Yeah,
it.
I see 5 as well.
Let's take Rob's question and let's turn it into. Give me your 5 EU major participants, early predictions.
Ooh.
BDS.
We did it from NA. I want to hear you guys in order 1 through 5. It kind of on the spot. We should have prepared you, but like, think about it for a sec.
Well, number 1's BDS, I think.
Hands down.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if they were like playing good, they would win every regional this split. I think. Like if they play good, they'll win every regional. So I don't think anyone else is like insane right now.
Is that based off scrims?
I mean, it's based off scrims and the first qualifier.
Okay. So what's making, obviously these guys are the reigning world champs. So what's making BDS click right now? Obviously it's an era of mechanical players. Is it just they're on a different level and I don't know.
They just have chemistry. Yeah, they just know how to play with each other. I think only 2 teams literally had 2/3 of the roster still. That are not like one of the top teams. Like this is like BDS and Moist that like stood together like 2/3. Everyone else just literally just went.
And Evil Geniuses too. They picked up Tox for Rizex.
True, but like I don't think they were a top team back then.
Okay.
What about Liquid?
Oh yeah, Liquid just I forgot about them, but they're technically a new team. I'm not even gonna lie.
True, yeah.
Can you see yourself? Obviously, we're talking about first major, but down the track, can you see the Oxygen team number 1 in the world? Is that your goal?
I mean, I think every team that's making majors should be saying their team should be the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, like you don't want to like set expectations too high, but I think everyone's expectations to be the best team in the world. Like SSG will have that, like FaZe will have that, G2 will have that, BDS, Moist, us, K-Corp, Liquid, all of them teams will aspire to be the best team in the world.
Give me a top 5 then. Well, I was going to do this at the end, but I like this segue for the major. You want to do top 5 for the weekend, or I guess it's the same thing, or top 5 for the major? Or it might
You do
not
for
be the
both.
same.
Yeah.
You do for both.
Kind of. Yeah.
For both then. Just top 5 EU teams right now then, because I think that that'd probably be similar to what you have for the major. Not too much would change, would it? Going post this
No,
week.
I don't know. I have like really different opinions on what's gonna happen this regional to who's gonna make major to who's top 5 like in skill. I don't know.
Ooh.
I have some like different opinions.
Well, let's start
Hit
with
it
this
with the
week.
major first.
Oh, major. I
Oh.
like that. I like
I
that.
like major first. Like who do you have in the long run of this season?
Do you want to go first,
split?
Archie, or do you want me to go first?
You go first. Let me pull up the
Um.
teams.
All right. So I think the safe option is to go BDS, us, Oxygen, Carmine, Liquid. I think they're the main like 5.
In
They're like
order?
the basic one. In order, I'd say BDS first, then I think. I'll put a second. You know, us or as it looks right now, us or Oxygen. Third, I'd say us or Oxygen.
Fourth.
Like, yeah, so us or Oxygen again. Then fourth, I'd say Carmine. Fifth, Liquid.
Who
Not bad.
you left out there? Real
think
long
it's
Not
opinions.
really anyone.
So
EG. He left out EG, I think, right?
EG, G1, Monkeys, Endpoint, Waves Resolve, Solary. All the other
I think
teams at the
EG is the
bottom.
only other team that you might actually consider top 5, unless you're
G1, I think
considering
you could.
G1 is
I think you
up
could
there.
say G1 over EG. Them two are like 6, 7, maybe. What do you think, Archie? What's your top 5?
I think the same. I think it's the same, but maybe EG
Yeah.
for EG could potentially make it, but I don't
EG
think they'll
like
be.
over Liquid as 5th spot, maybe.
I don't know. I think Liquid will make it, but K Corp. I mean, when we played them, they were like weird. Like he just looked to me like Vitera was just doing everything. I
mean,
don't think you can play like anymore.
I think K Corp are destined to be a good team. Like eventually, like I don't know what they'll do, but I think eventually they'll just be a good team if it works. So, but like right now, they look like they've got off a bit slow. But I don't know. It was just like a qual, so there's not that much to go off.
EG can definitely make it. Their playstyle is like really hard to play against.
Yeah, I agree. I think EG have a good shot this year or this season.
Before we get into your thoughts about this weekend, you guys want to mention any thoughts on whether EG improved with the Tox pickup?
Yeah,
Or Rizix?
they improved so much.
I think they did. Yeah, I think they improved quite a bit.
Well,
Right.
who's that? Well, so Rizek's out.
Rizek's out, Tox in. Yeah.
Is that like bit more a bit more speed, a bit more mech?
Just a better player.
Better player,
I think like I don't know. I think he fits the play style better as well, and they're all gonna have like a better mental because I think it like kind of went to shit at the end of EG's time. Like I know they were unsure if they were gonna even make worlds, and they didn't, but they still had a chance, and they didn't know if they wanted to make a change or not. But I think that Tox just fits them better. I don't know. I feel like it was destined to happen, and I think the Rizex was very, very good in scrims for like no reason, and then he wouldn't emulate it in a tournament as much. So, and I think Tox does it way better.
So, sounds like you guys have a pretty locked top 5. Maybe EG's just outside it.
EGG1, like I could see randomly coming into it like around that same level as well.
So let's to cap this off. Let's order it off this weekend. 1 to 5 in order. You got to make a prediction. Obviously, we don't know how Swiss is going to end up, so it might not be possible. But just give me your top 5 teams as it stands right now for this weekend in order.
For this weekend, do you want to go first this time, Archie?
Yeah, why not? We're finishing 16th.
Of course.
Yeah, in your top 5, you're finishing 16th. Okay, so
No,
what
it's just
next?
it's an offer event. Like we can win the next 2, but we'll go 16th.
Oh, so
this
you're
one.
doing it not including yourself?
Yeah. I mean, if you want me to include myself, then I'll just say first. But...
Include yourself, bro. Include yourself.
Okay, I'll say first because I mean, I want to win, so let's
Alright.
speak into existence. You know, manifestation and that.
I respect
Nice.
that. Good stuff.
BDS 2, and then the 3-4. I think we'll play against Liquid in the semis, and Moist will play BDS in the semis. So that's the top 4. And then
Man.
5th. I mean, 5th to 8th is the same, but I'd say the best performing team. I'll give it to K Corp.
Fair enough.
Joyo hitters.
Well, I have this really random thought. I don't know if it's like this could like have a payoff, like I'm a genius or not, but I think some random way in the Swiss and then the top 8 game, I have this like random thought that Solary are gonna get top 4. I have no idea why, but I think Fairy Peak, K-Dop, and Shawset got what it takes. So,
Well,
but we played them. They're not like they're not cold. They're not like an insane team like individually, but I feel like they could randomly beat a team just like pure scam, like game 7, 50-50 goal, top right for no reason, and then get through top 4.
so are you saying they're like the NRG? They've just got like plot armor? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I just played them and I get this feeling they're just gonna like upset some random team or a few teams and get top 4. Like I think everyone will get used to playing them eventually and they won't be as hard to play against. But like we had to reverse sweep them in quals and they're such like a weird team to play against. I think other than that though, like I'd put in the top 4. I'd say like Solary 5th, but I have a random feeling they'll get top 4. And then I'd say I don't know how to order it because it just depends who plays who, but you've
Yeah.
got you got us, BDS, Oxygen, and either Liquid or K Corp. And I don't know who's gonna get placed where because it depends who plays who. But I mean, I said it before doing predictions with people that I think the Oxygen are gonna make the grand finals, and then it's gonna be between us and BDS in the other semis to see who plays Oxygen.
Do you think I know, like, say, Janeup said last week for NA, right, that there was a top 3, and then he said there was a bit of a gap. That's not top 3. Do you think that there's just there's no gap, or there's a top 1, like top 2, and then a gap, or you think there's just like 6 teams that are all level?
I think there's at least 5 teams that could beat each other on a certain day. I don't know. What do you think, Archie?
I mean, I think so too. I think there's like 6, 7 like teams that are capable of winning the regional, but I think like we'll see like this weekend like what the actual top teams are, because it could easily be like there's like 2 teams that are just clear of everyone else after this weekend.
Who's most likely to clear everyone else this weekend?
Probably BDS.
BDS, yeah.
Are they just still really disgusting? In scrims, especially.
I think they just they'll just win a series no matter what.
I think they just get the job done. I don't know. They could be
Yeah.
playing terrible, but they'll win a game 7 or something. Like even if they know they're playing bad, they'll just win it and then they'll regain and then they'll just win everything. Like that's the highest chance team of winning, in my opinion. BDS.
Do you think that they're still improving, or everyone's sort of like they've just set such a high bar that, you know, everyone's getting up there, or there might be a team like a Liquid, we talk about their potential, that like, can anyone, you know, go past them, or do you think that they're still improving as well?
I mean, I think a team will be better than them by the end of the season.
I mean, they went to game 5 every series.
Yeah, I think they'll get overtook, but like because it is hard to like keep the crown, you know, like retain the top spot, like for more than like, a season. And I don't know, there's so many teams right now that like look like they could be good, but like clearly aren't used to playing with each other yet. Still, like I think it's just destined that one of them like will randomly be better than everyone else.
Interesting. I don't know. I think that you kind of want, I don't know, you always want competition, don't you? You don't want BDS to just clear everyone else. So I'd like to see a lot of different EU teams coming up. Having said that, it sort of gives me those vibes of, you know, NA seem to have like more depth than EU, but then we might get to the major and then EU just still go up above everyone else. Do you guys sort of see, where do you guys sort of see EU compared to the rest of the world right now? Or compared to NA, I guess.
I don't think that much has changed, to be honest. I think it'll just be close again. But I mean, I don't know. Like, not much has changed really. Like with the players, it's just that they're on different teams and stuff. Like maybe it'll take time to adapt, but there's a lot of transfers in NA too. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it'll be very similar.
Just give me a bold take. Which region wins more lands this season? What was it? EU won 3 last season. 3-1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I
this
think
is
this-
what I got, boys.
I think it's gonna be 2-2 this season between EU and NA.
Ooh, no minor region pop off. Well, I guess Furia left.
Now that
never mind.
Fury are gone, the only hope's like Falcons, and they lost in the MENA regional. So
I don't
I'd say
think Falcons
2-2.
will win.
I don't think Falcons will win either.
Well, they lost to KRN. Did you guys watch any of that or watch any MENA? You guys keep up to date with
I
that?
watched some highlights.
I think they have
Uh,
internal issues, but
Ooh, do you want to? You don't want to dive in? Do you know they have internal issues, or you're just?
no comment.
Oh,
Bring it up and talk about it.
Okay, we're not gonna. We've got enough out of you so far, Archie. I don't want you to dig any holes, okay? But I guess from my perspective, if you're Falcons, right, you were so dominant last. I feel like the bar is pretty high, at least regionally. Would you say, in terms of you were the team? So if things start, you start losing some scrims, losing some games. Obviously now MENA region's growing a bit stronger. It's pretty easy to, I guess, get in a winning habit, and then when it starts breaking down, you guys know, when you're winning, no team has problems for the most part. You
That's
sort of
not-
put it to the
not
side.
true. That is not true at all.
No, but you put it to
I-
the side. You can let a lot of things go, but then when things
when
start,
when you're playing it, no one thinks about it. But
I mean, I think
It's
it's only
just
a
still
little
there.
bit. It's only a little bit after you win that it's not there, and then as soon as like the downtime in between events, I can tell you right now, top teams that have issues, those issues are rampant in between those events. It's only literally when you're playing is that they're not a thing.
I
At
think
least
everyone hates scrimming, so everyone just gets super demotivated and more hostile, I guess, in terms of their environment. I think that's what happens too. Because everyone wants to play a tournament right away.
do you think that if the fact that MENA, I guess, only have one spot as well is a bit more cutthroat, a bit more do or die? Do you think in NA, people are just, obviously it is more a competitive region, but there's less of a worry about being number one NA. You just want to be top 5, want to be the major. Whereas MENA's you got to be top 1.
Mm.
I would say so. I mean, if you're playing for one spot, that's super hectic.
I think we're in a stage of Rocket League where if you are in the top 5, then all you have to do is just grind super hard at the LAN events. The top 5, kind of like how Archie was saying, and I guess both of you were saying, EU right now is you have about 5 to 7 teams that are kind of on even footing. As long as you're in that even footing state, then all you have to do is just grind super hard on the LANs, because that's where your performance really matters. Because as long as you're playing up to par for all your online shit, you make LAN, and that's where you really have to peak, right? You save all your peak performances for LAN.
I think Johnny makes a good point as well. When you have one spot, say it's MENA, I feel like every regional is do or die. Even grand finals, you're not oh well, we got top 2. You know what I mean? It's we need to get top 1. So I don't know. I feel like maybe that helps you though if you feel that team that's already dealing with that sort of pressure. But you could say to a weaker region. So there's always trade-offs. Anyway, let's get back to EU. Let's finish up on EU. So we've got your top 5 for the major this weekend. You said it's going to be a little bit different. How they're going to go. As we said, Archie's a new team. Oxygen, they're improving, but they still could win this weekend. We did say with Genji they need to improve, but all of a sudden they popped off and nearly won. But give me a winner. Who wins this weekend? Not major, but Archie, you can't say yourself. All right, you got BD. Actually, you can't say BDS either.
All right.
Oxygen.
Um,
No, do I say us? We'll trade.
do you want me to trade?
Yeah, oxygen.
Okay, Moisty Sports.
Moist.
You let him do it, CJ. That's your fault.
I just.
We couldn't say ourselves or BDS, bro. Who else are we gonna say?
All right, then. Well,
Okay.
So give me a dark horse then. Give me someone outside your top 5 that you know, we tried. Did we do this in NA? Like a team that's out, like not in your top 5, but it wouldn't surprise you, or you could see them, you know, perhaps winning a regional or sneaking in there. Who's
EG.
your- EG.
Uh,
I don't see G1 winning.
I could have said EG, but if I just say an EG, I'll back the other dark horse. I'll go G1.
E1.
Have both of you scrimmed G1?
G1 had a Mickey run though, so curious. I feel like EG is a great pick for Dark Horse.
I don't think G1 will win.
Have you both scrimmed G1?
Yeah.
I've scrimmed G1 twice. We like warm up each other, so we warmed up each other for quals, and I've scrimmed them once with Archie in the off season.
Oh yeah.
They were Raz and Archie were just back from holiday.
10 hours. 10 hours.
It did not go too well. Kind of
2-0 for you guys or for them?
For us.
wasn't looking good for us. Wasn't looking good for us, to be honest. But we warmed them up for the quals, and like to be completely honest, they look really bad. Like in the warm ups, they did better in the quals, but in the warm ups, they were like own goal in all the time and shit, and they just look so shaky. They were all right in the quals, but I don't know. That team's like such a pop off team. I feel like they could randomly win if they like show up on the Sunday or something, but they have to get there first, and they seem really like inconsistent.
Rome, I want to get.
They're a scrim team.
I want to get our top 5 because we didn't really say for EU. I want to give our input for these boys, who we think. So let's go across the top. Chrome, kick us off. Who do you think is going to go EU? I want to hear the hot take.
I think BDS wins because everyone's scared of them. I mean, yeah, they barely made it in. They went game 5, everyone, but hopefully Seiko's grinding, right? Because I heard he wasn't grinding. I want to go. I'll go Oxygen top 2, just because I'm really big on qualifiers. They came out and just destroyed everyone. Should have 3-0'd Carmine Core, but almost got reverse swept. Know what happened there,
Exactly.
Archie. I think third will be Moist, tied for third, fourth, and I honestly think EG is gonna slip into that top 4. I think a big win over BDS gave them a lot of confidence, and they got a coach now. Tox is a great player, in my opinion. I think for fifth, I'm gonna go Liquid. I think they'll sneak into the top 8, but then they're gonna have a rough matchup. And
That's
then,
Richmond this weekend, right?
Yeah, for this weekend.
I don't know. I know there are rivals, but I don't know. I feel like Carmine are being kind of underrated.
Carmine, yeah, I just feel like they're gonna get a rough matchup first round. I think they might get like an
Yeah.
Oxygen or like you. I think they might go 3-2 because they didn't look comfortable at
Yeah.
all in their qualifiers.
They do have Solary as well, and if Joyo's
like,
saying they're getting top 4,
Solary, the
Yeah,
Solary peak.
You said Casey are getting like top 4, but I'm looking at their top 16 qual, and they lost Oxygen and Liquid. The only teams they beat were teams that didn't even make it out of the top 16. They lost to Vitality, Guild,
I
and
had them
Williams.
getting 5th, 8. I didn't
they
say
beat
that's
those
my
3.
major team. I said that's this regional. I agree with Joyo. Like it's honestly it's EU. EU's like that. Like Misfits are always that team that just like snuck in and then they fell off a cliff, or like Mike Boy and Oli's team. Where were they? Solary last season? They were destroying the first event and then fell off a cliff. Like I feel like that's just gonna be the same thing for EU. Like there's gonna be teams that just like pop off the very first regional, and then it's gonna be a different story for the second regional.
All right, let me hit you.
I don't-
Let me hit you with the top 5. I want to go 1. Oxygen. I'm going to back him in. 3-0. They haven't lost yet in the RLCS this season. In the quals, top 16. I think Archie's got this. I like it. He's got a little twinkle in his eye about this team, which I haven't seen for about 8 years. So I think he's excited.
Wow.
He's finally on a team that
Keep talking, man. Keep talking.
he wants to he wants to be on.
I go
One,
gotta see him this
Oxygen.
weekend.
2. I think, well, basically what we had NA last week. We had Jack, Nolly, and Chrome, and that all got top 4. So this is looking good for you guys this weekend. Maybe a guaranteed top 4 for both of you, which would be good. I'm going to go 2. I'm going to go Moist. 2. And that's, I'm leaving BDS. I'm not trying to be biased for the show, but I think maybe Moist will win a regional later on. But I think Oxygen are peaking right now.
Not biased.
Not biased. Then I'm going to go with the 3-4 is going to be a BDS. And I'm going to come in 3-4. I think they're going to be up there. I think we're going to get the grudge match of the Moist v Carmine for the...
You think the fans are going to eat that good on the first regional?
I think they are.
It's
I think,
possible with Swiss and
I think they are going to eat that good.
Swiss can give you some spicy layups, dude.
And
I
then
think we're getting a Solary top 2 now. I'm thinking about it. I think Solary going all the way.
Dude, you're going all in with your little Solary prediction. I can't wait for you to be so right after Sunday. I can't wait for it.
When K-Dub does like triple flip reset musty flick like to win game 7 grand finals, like
Oh, he's saying
you'll all be
K-Dot
asking me
Mechie
how I
now.
knew.
He's saying K-Dot Mechie now. Is he popping
And
off
then-
in ranked or what? You getting dicked on in twos?
He's a baller, man. He's a baller.
Shit.
Well, I think
Um,
Archie's definitely gonna get his old teammates in matchups for how many teammates he didn't think were good.
No,
So
He's got the
he
whole
no,
ran
no.
team.
like at least 8 of them. He's
No,
gonna
like-
at least
like-
get one of them.
they're good players, but as a team, it just didn't work.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially Endpoint. Not a good
So-
team.
So number 5 to wrap it up. I think I have to go Liquid. Obviously, it is 5 to 8, so it could be anyone in there. But I'm going to go Liquid just because I think they can win it. I think that they're my 5 teams that can win it. I'd be surprised if anyone won it outside of that. But again, it is EU, so anything's possible. We could see, a little peakage. But there's my 5. Jahzo, wrap it up. What do you got for us?
I'm kind of similar to you, but I think I actually have Moist over Oxygen in this one. So I have Moist first, into Oxygen second, grand finals, going all the way to game 7. OT. Joyo is going to score on Archie and goal. For the
Nah.
game winner. 100%.
Edgeable bump, bro. I'm edgeable bumping you.
Nah, I actually don't concede edgeable bumps.
Okay, I just musty flick, bro.
I'm actually ice cold for saving edgeable bumps. So. Musty flip. Okay, you might score that, to be fair.
I mean, I saw
K-Dub
that,
actually scored on
that,
the
that
other
own goal in scrims today, bro. I'll just pass the ball to you in front of your net. It's going in.
When was that?
I remember, bro. I remember.
I own gold in scrims.
Yeah, top left.
Really?
Yeah, it was a banger from your own on the halfway line. You redirected it in your own net.
Huh? Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was sick. That was sick. That was
That
a
was
sick
a-
finish.
Ice cold. That's game 7. That's gonna happen.
I just
OT.
remember that finish. That was a good finish.
That was a sick finish. I like it. You take, you'll take that. A good own goal is as good as your own goal.
Yeah,
It
Alright,
was
nice
impressive,
finish.
to be fair. It was impressive.
Oh, then
I'm
I
bringing
think.
BDS.
What's
what?
that?
What? You go ahead.
No. Cover me. Take it.
No, I was gonna continue my top 5. So if you had interjection, feel free, man.
No. I was just gonna talk about my own goals, but
Oh,
that's
yeah,
irrelevant.
well,
That's irrelevant to your top 5.
Okay, yeah. So I can't put BDS up there because I look at BDS as Swiss from the top 16, and the only top 5 team they the only top 5 team they played was EG and they lost. So
Ooh.
I actually have BDS and EG as 3rd and 4th, with EG looking better on the day.
Okay.
And then if I had a 5th team, it's probably KC. Except I'm not confident in it. Liquid could probably overtake them too, and looking good in the quarterfinals. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not confident this KC Swiss that I'm seeing in top 16. It does not look like they're beating good teams.
It's crazy
I'm
how
just-
Liquid were like the team last season, like the up and comers, but now we've sort of started this season and we've got them.
Were we not the
fearful
up and comers last season?
Well, yeah, but like of the
No,
last
see,
split.
Joyo, the problem
Okay.
is you guys up and came in 2nd split, and Liquids was 3rd split, right?
It was late.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, they wanted to be us so bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, they're trying to take out the last people to rise up.
Man,
and that was you
Liquid
guys.
to me is that team that's really good, but they just lose to teams they should not be losing to. They got 3-0 by Williams Resolve. And then they
I'd
3-0
never
Carmack
do that.
first
I'd
rounds
never
later,
lose to
like,
Williams.
This doesn't make sense
I
to me.
hope you don't get him in Swiss now, Joyo.
They already have.
We already did, and we lost.
They lost.
Oh yeah, it was like 3-1 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Look at your
That's-
series of their life. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think
You need to look to win.
Solary and Williams are both making top 8 tomorrow. Yeah, after tomorrow. Tomorrow's all Swiss, right? Yeah. Solary and Williams, they're making it there
That's a
tomorrow.
Solary support. That's a underpinning them.
I
my
have to
books.
back Joyo. Joyo was way too confident in K-Dop right there.
The dop, like
The Dop.
you've got K-Dop, you got peak K-Dop, and then he starts slowly falling off a bit by the end of Vitality, but Solary dop, like it's different gravy.
We didn't
What about
really.
Fairy Peak? How's he looking?
Yeah, give us
He's
that.
cold. I mean, in the top 16 qualifier, I don't know, they were all just this weird unit, like 5-back system, all sit back counter attack, but I don't know, in the top 16 they were a weird team, they're just hard to play against, but in the close qual they were kind of mechanical beast. I don't know. Fairy Peak was showing up with his Black Neptunes on his Fennec. Like, I think they got what it takes, man. I think they got the hunger to win again.
Is that what it is? Like they've been knocked to the bottom. So like, you know, they've been tossed to the side, tossed to the streets. These absolute superstars, icons, legends of the scene, and now they're like, you know, they've got that fire. Do you think?
I guess so. I think they're gonna. I don't know. They're just like they got something to prove again. Like they're not the GOAT team anymore. They're not like a certified team up there. I don't know. I think they'll just randomly get a few good lucky games in Swiss, like a few good matchups, and they'll just take their chance because they're cold.
Yeah, I think K-Dop's unleashed now too, because I think back when on Vitality he was a third man, which usually isn't his positioning. But now they got Chaussette behind him. He's gonna
And
be
now
a,
you can
he's
just
gonna
go
be let
both
loose.
ways.
Ball chase K.
Yeah, I mean, wait till you see it. Absolute legend on the field.
I don't think I've ever seen K-Dot ball chase. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
That's a scary thought. But look, we had Archie. We sort of got your thoughts on the Oxygen boys. I want to sort of finish off Joyo for the Moist fans out there. You know, now you've had, I guess, a little bit of a qualifier under wraps with Astral. How I guess you're feeling as a team, and what are you feeling for like this split this season, with Astral by your side?
I mean, it's nice to have like, I don't know, a veteran, like someone who's been in the scene a bit. Because even though me, Raz and Vatira were like at the top, we still were like weirdly unexperienced for high level players. It was weird because we all came up from the bubble together. So it's like it's nice to have someone like Astral, like, you know, he's been in that position like seasons after seasons after seasons, same thing. Uh, and I don't think it's made him any worse either individually. I think he's a baller. Like everyone saw, especially in London with Carmine. I mean, he's cold. He's got the mech. Uh, I mean, I'm confident. I think when we play good, like when we're at our peak, we can beat anyone. It's just if we can get consistent.
Fact.
I believe.
I believe in you as well. Well, let's hope we see Moist at their peak this weekend, Oxygen at their peak, and we get grand finals, Game 7 OT. But unless you boys, Chrome Jars, you got anything else? I don't want to keep these guys too long because it is like 1:30 in the morning for these guys, and you know they've got a regional.
Close to bedtime. Yeah,
they've got a regional. So
I've got one little last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of circling back to Falcons. Do you think Falcons lost a little bit of motivation when they worked so hard last season just to get, like, to stay having one spot in MENA? Do you think that's why they're like not performing? Is because they lost a bit of that drive to be the best after they worked so hard last season and didn't really do anything for MENA outside of just being recognized? I was thinking about that after Joyo said like maybe K-Dop's motivated now. Do you think that's the opposite for Falcons?
Nah. I think
What do you think,
there's just
RG?
like I think there's just bro, if they picked up Norpo, like if he didn't get banned, bro, they would have been so clear of Falcons. We screwed
Or
them with
Rawas if they
Norpo and they
get
were very
yeah.
good. Rawas is better than Ahmad and Khalid, in my opinion. Like TRK is the best in MENA, but he's Ahmad and Khalid like are like very good. Like I think Khalid's replaceable for sure.
I don't think it's like I don't think they were playing last season for another spot for MENA. They were just playing to, you know, be the best in the world. So they still got that land spot.
To prove was my thing. It's not like they were trying to get more spots, but they were like trying to show that MENA was good.
I think they proved that though.
They did, but maybe not as much as they wanted to. Like if they showed the MENA was good enough to get a second spot, then that's literally like quantifiable success.
I don't know. I just think it seems to me like the other MENA teams are just stepping up, you know, and perhaps, as Archie said, Falcons, maybe they did need to make a change. Maybe they need to pick up, you know, like a Nowpo, but unfortunately his situation arose and they stuck together. And maybe that's just unfortunate. They've got some other up and coming young fellas, like, you know, they're now the old guard of MENA, maybe. Oh.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Well, let's wrap it there. Let's get these boys to bed. They got to play tomorrow, and I want them to absolutely be popping off for this Swiss bracket because, you know, as I said, the Swiss, it's all go. I think they started about 4 p.m. UK time, so tune into that.
They do.
Been an absolute pleasure, boys. And as we said, like, you guys are absolute content machines. So we'd love to have you back for another EU show. Hopefully, after one of you've won a regional or you've both come top 2.
Or make
Yeah,
Rotterdam.
that would
That'd
be
be dope.
yeah, that'd be nice actually.
Yeah, good little rest after the victory for Moist Esports, the comprehensive victory for Moist Esports.
I'm telling
Ooh.
you. Listen, I'm telling you guys, if you guys both make top 2, I need a duo stream from you two Q and 2s.
Mm-hmm.
No, we actually called in
Get-
twos, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
Get Archie up in the stream world. Get him live.
That'd be content. You
People
should do it.
watch.
And I mean,
yeah,
Get Joyo as ours up too.
based on last week as well, NA we had top 4, all 3. Even Chrome was in there. So we had a guest get top 4. Chrome got top 4. 3 of the teams were all there on the CJ show. So I'm super confident for you boys, at least the top 4. For coming on here. That's the CJ show luck. But yeah, we'd love to have you back. You guys have been absolute superstars. I think that if you watch the VOD back, if you weren't here at the start of the show, I'll just say make sure you tune into the VOD. We'll have YouTube. Jahzo's getting the Spotify up as well. So we'll have the first 2 episodes on Spotify. Because if you missed the start, Archie was just dropping some absolute heat. And I guess to finish off as well, I forgot to sort of announce, but we'd also have the OCE regional starting in 5 hours from now. So obviously terrible timing for basically everyone, NA and EU. But if you're going to be there, I'll be on the desk. I'll be casting OCE for Split 1. So I'll chuck an announcement up, but I'm looking forward to that. Getting behind the mic and seeing how my region goes. We haven't really talked about, but we'll come out and win majors and worlds. Don't laugh at us. We'll see what happens. But
Nah,
I'll
Power
be there.
can win neck cord.
KCP clear.
KCP
Nah, Power's
clear.
literally so clear. Power's
KCP
so clear. That
Banana
team,
Head best in OCE.
bro. Fever and Amphiss are literally clear of that region.
Banana Head, bro. Banana Head 1v3.
We'll get
Banana
these
Head
boys
1v3
back.
to OCE.
We'll get these boys back to chat about OC, I'm sure, and hopefully after these guys are clear top 2, we like to say they're clear of their region. So hopefully they come back. But boys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and to everyone at home, hopefully you guys did enjoy another DJ show number 2 and an EU special. If you do enjoy the EU shows with boys like these that are non-PR merchants, then let us know, because this is a bit of a one-off. Usually we do every 2 weeks, but we realise that we want to cater to the EU crowd as well. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the EU special. And Chrome, Jahzo, you got any last words? That's it from us.
That's it from me, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for EU. I'm hoping boys Archie and Joyo get that top 2, or just even like top 4, because top 4 is solid for Rotterdam.
Yeah,
I feel like Moist got a really good roster, and I feel like Archie's finally on his dream roster technically, with the Boyo, Jorius, and I'm expecting him to do well. I'm excited to see a motivated Archie.
A motivated Archie.
Let's go.
That's what I want, and it sounded good for you, brother. So thanks for coming on. And I tell you what, I've seen someone who's live that we're going to absolutely jump on a raid with, and that is going to be speed_RL. So
Has he got face cam on?
I don't know, but I've seen his live. I'm chucking the raid up. So everyone jump in the raid now. This is the end of the podcast. Thank you everyone for hanging out. And again to Archie and Joyo, you guys are legends, taking time out of your night to come hang out with us. So we'd love to have you back at some point. And yeah, good luck in tomorrow and this weekend.
Thanks a lot, G.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Legends. Absolute legends. All right, let's jump in. Everyone's in the raid, and let's hop in. I'm gonna go here, mute up. Thanks everyone coming, and let's jump into a little speed raid. And we'll see you later. CJ Show 2. Peace.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thank you, guys.